Do you ever notice how you scroll past a trend that you've already seen 3 times and you hit not interested and then you just watch it come back right away? We've all been there, and to figure out how to actually stop that, I just spent the last week testing every single control that TikTok gives us. What I found is that most of them are just decoys because the algorithm optimizes for watch time, not preferences. Your skip barely registers against a video with 2 million likes, but 5 settings actually forced my feed to change. I'm going to walk you through exactly where they are on both your phone and on your computer. And for each one, I'll show you the catch. When you long press on the center of a video, not on the edges, which have other tap targets, and hit not interested, you are only telling the algorithm that you didn't like that specific video. But if you immediately tap details right after, TikTok will show you every single hashtag from that video, allowing you to select exactly which trends to filter out. The difference is massive. Hitting not interested alone says, I didn't like this song, whereas using the details menu says, stop playing this entire genre. For example, if a video uses daily drama and trending now as 2 hashtags, you can just select hashtag daily drama, and all future videos with that specific tag will stop appearing. By doing this, you block the underlying trend instead of just blocking the individual creator. The catch is that this feature is app only. So if you use TikTok on a desktop browser, you only get the basic not interested button with no hashtag selection menu. The control that actually moves your feed requires the native mobile app. While hashtag filtering reacts to trends as they appear on your screen, the filter video keywords menu is proactive because it lets you define the terms before the content reaches your feed at all. This is the one setting where you actually give the algorithm instructions instead of the algorithm instructing you. Because the algorithm uses text like captions, hashtags, and on-screen stickers to categorize content, this filter uses that exact same text to define your boundaries. Any video containing your blocked words gets removed before your feed ever sees it. Go to your profile, tap the 3-line menu icon in the top right corner, hit Settings and Privacy, and then Content Preferences, and then filter video keywords. When you add a word or phrase, TikTok allows you to set the scope for each individual feed. You get independent control over your For You, following, friends, and live feeds, which means you can filter out politics out of your For You page while still seeing it from the accounts you explicitly follow. The catch is that because this setting is text dependent, the algorithm can only filter out what it can actually read. So if a video has no captions, no hashtags, and relies entirely on visual context, it will get through your filters every single time. This is a structural limitation of all text-based filtering, so you have to pair it with other tools to catch the visual garbage. Keywords and hashtag filtering are great for tuning the algorithm, but if both of those haven't moved your For You page, the problem is deeper. Your engagement profile is too entrenched, and the refresh your For You feed option is the only way to handle that. Every single time you lingered on a video for an extra second, the algorithm recorded it as interest. When you trigger a feed reset, you erase that from the hidden model, forcing the algorithm to lose the entire profile it has built on you. Your followers, your content, and your count settings stay perfectly intact, but your engagement history, every linger, every scroll past gets wiped completely clean. In Settings, tap Content Preferences, then refresh your For You feed, and then continue. This is the exact answer to the classic problem of I deleted the app and reinstalled it, but my feed is still broken. The app itself isn't the problem because the engagement profile is stored on TikTok's servers, and this button is the only way to reset it. The catch is that this is a one-way street, which means you cannot undo it. It is also app only, so you won't find it on the desktop site. For a few days after hitting it, your For You page will look like a completely fresh generic account because the algorithm has to relearn your preferences from scratch. It feels jarring, but that's exactly what a genuine reset feels like. After a full reset, the algorithm starts completely fresh, and the Manage Topics menu is how you shape what it learns next. This directs the relearn phase rather than just leaving it all to chance. In Settings, tap Content Preferences, and then Manage Topics. TikTok gives you 11 broad category sliders, covering everything from creative arts and dance to sports and travel. Personally, I might slide all of them to the bottom. This is for broad tuning rather than strict filtering, because you are just adjusting the volume on a category rather than muting it entirely. If you slide sports down, you'll see significantly less sports content, but it won't drop to zero. Because of this, you should use the Manage Topic sliders to direct the algorithm's general direction after a reset, and then rely on the Filter Video Keywords list for ongoing surgical precision. The catch is that these sliders don't affect content from accounts you already follow. They only apply to algorithmic recommendations. Also, this is another app-only feature. The desktop site has a menu called Manage Ad Topics, but that is strictly for ad targeting. It has absolutely nothing to do with your actual feed content. Topics, keywords, hashtag filtering, and the feed reset, every setting so far works either within or against the For You algorithm. The following tab skips that battlefield entirely. It only shows the accounts you explicitly choose to follow, with much less algorithmic interference than the For You. Although TikTok does still do some ranking here, so it's not a pure chronological feed in the way that YouTube subscriptions is. For You tab will always show you what TikTok's behavioral model predicts will keep you watching. The following tab reduces that pressure significantly. You choose these specific accounts, and this is where they are. If your For You page is still completely broken after trying everything else, just live in the following tab while the algorithm relearns your habits in the background, and then slowly reintroduce the For You page once your feed has shifted. The algorithm learns from how long you watch, not just what you tap. Set up your video keywords to interrupt that process before it even starts, and your feed will change permanently.